This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some big update to share with you. President Biden signs off on that $40 billion Ukraine bill as he's on his Asia tour. I'll give you the arrival time for those $250 checks, and a governor has just proposed new $500 checks, and one senator is still holding on and pushing for the child tax credit. I'll let you know the latest with student loan forgiveness, the $841 payments through SSI, plus a few other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on, but first, the U.S. economy is nowhere near a recession this year, says an economist, but 2023 is a different story. So if you were to type in Google recession, you'll see a ton of articles saying recession is about to happen. This expert says it, but I would say probably the bigger experts, or most economists are saying that because of how long it takes for things to react, that 2023 is when the recession is going to happen, despite all the bear market claims and everything like that. So that's just from one perspective here. Just don't want you to worry and buy into all the doom and gloom. Not saying it couldn't happen, but this is just another perspective here. And then as midterms near, the debate over student loan forgiveness heats up, saying it's like getting punished for being poor. So student loan forgiveness, hot topic, and is heating up because we're getting closer to the midterm elections. Democrats are the ones who want the student loan forgiveness, and as we get closer, we're going to start to see more pushes, more promises. For example, another promise here from Nancy Pelosi saying that Congress could pass Transformational Compete Act before July 4th. We've heard Nancy Pelosi say or have a lot of promises out there, such as the Build Back Better, which was going to be done before May 31st. It's currently May 21st. I doubt they're going to get the Build Back Better done in 10 days. So it looks like a lot of promises are being made, but not fully kept. But we're starting to see a lot of other promises and other politicians make the news for bold claims because the midterm elections are coming up, so we're going to see a lot of things to get votes. So stimulus update, one senator isn't giving up on the boosted child tax credit. So many families are struggling to make ends meet because of there is no child tax credit, despite all the promises that there was going to be a continued child tax credit of that $250 or $300 per month. This one senator from Colorado saying, "It should be easier for moms and mother figures to raise their kids, which is why I won't stop fighting to make the expanded child tax credit, which kept nearly 4 million kids out of poverty last year, permanent." We haven't really heard many other Congress members talk about the child tax credit. We hear some things here and there, but if you don't get Joe Manchin or Kirsten Sinema on board, it's almost not going to happen. So child tax credit, some politicians pushing for it, but hasn't really gained enough momentum, and they're not voting on it as a standalone bill. And then Whitmer proposes $500 rebate checks for Michigan's working families. So this is new. This just came out. So the governor of Michigan wants to have, since there's a surplus, which a lot of states have now, tax revenues to issue $500 rebate checks for working families struggling with inflation. So this is just a proposal, but this is just out. What she said here today, I'm proposing MI tax rebate right now, a plan to send $500 tax rebate to Michigan's working families right away. So that's just a proposal. I'll keep you updated if you live in Michigan. It's not official yet. And then Social Security Supplemental Income Payment Schedule 2022, next round of $841 payments to be sent out in just days. So $841 is the maximum you could have if you're on SSI. It doesn't mean you're getting that. You most likely have another amount. I think the average is $621, and the next payment is coming out Wednesday, June 1st if you're on SSI. That's basically all this article is talking about here. And then one-time payment of $250 for more than 750,000 Americans will land in bank accounts this week. Do you qualify? So more than 500,000 New Mexico taxpayers should expect to receive cash relief from the state soon. So the governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, announced that payments from the state's tax rebate program started going out this week. So it's $250 for singles and $500 for couples. So these are the New Mexico stimulus checks starting to hit bank accounts this week. So If you live in New Mexico, check your bank account if you qualify. And then also Biden signed $40 billion for Ukraine assistance during Asia trip. So he signed that off because it passed in the House, passed in the Senate, and now President Biden signed off on it, making it official. And he's in Asia right now. If you're curious what he's doing, what he plans on doing, what he's talking about, take a look at this video clip right here.
As the world watches and waits to see if Finland and Sweden will join NATO, President Biden's embarking on a different foreign policy mission, strengthening democratic ties in Asia. The president touching down in South Korea this morning. It's his first trip to Asia since taking office. The visit, part of a broader effort from the White House to address supply chain issues that are hurting Americans back home. President Biden stressed the importance of bolstering South Korea's alliance with America and countering China's economic dominance in the region.
So much of the future of the world is going to be written here in the Indo-Pacific over the next several decades. This is the moment, in my view, to invest in one another, to deepen our business ties, to bring our people even closer together.
President Biden met with South Korea's new president and toured this Samsung factory where workers make computer chips. It's the model for a $17 billion plant that the company is building just outside Austin, Texas. The White House says the project will create about 3,000 jobs. CBC senior White House correspondent Kayla Tausche now. Kayla?
Shep, President Biden is highlighting the jobs that companies like Samsung and Hyundai, where he'll tour Sunday, will create across the United States. But the goal of this trip is not specific deliverables for the U.S. economy. Mr. Biden has been a feature on the world stage for 5 decades, but he's now focused on forging ties with new leaders, like South Korea's president, who just took office last week, and Japan's prime minister, who's been in office less than a year. The agenda is packed with bilateral meetings in Seoul and Tokyo, press conferences in each country, and a summit with allies who need reassurance the Indo-Pacific is a priority.
The Asian allies and others in the region are just constantly seeing us pulled off on other crises around the world, and they do worry about our staying power, especially, after the Trump administration really tested our relations with our allies.
There will be no visit to the demilitarized zone on the North Korean border, the White House noting Biden already traveled there as vice president, and also acknowledging the distinct possibility, in their words, that North Korea may conduct missile tests during or after the president's visit. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Mr. Biden could speak to China's President Xi Jinping by phone very soon. Experts say with fears Russia's invasion could embolden Xi in the Pacific, it's here that face-to-face diplomacy matters most.
I think it's unfortunate that he's not going to Beijing, frankly, because that's, going to be where, if we have a crisis in Asia, we're going to need to go.
At home, the president's own party is becoming increasingly frustrated with how things are going. In a new Associated Press poll, just 33% of Democrats say the country is headed in the right direction. That's a 16-point drop in just a month. Shep?
Kayla, the Secret Service sent a couple of agents home from the president's trip. What do we know about details of that?
Well, Shep, those 2 agents were sent home following an off-duty incident after they reportedly visited bars in Seoul. South Korean police told NBC News a man was assaulted outside the Grand Hyatt Hotel in the early morning hours. Those 2 agents have been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation.
Kayla Tausche, thanks very much.
What are your thoughts on President Biden doing his trip around Asia? Do you think that North Korea is going to launch a nuclear missile while he's in the area? Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Anyways, that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I didn't see you there. Guys, can I tell you tip of the day because I'm still in South Carolina. I know it looks like in a different place, but let's get over it. Can I tell you the thing that you should really, really actually do when someone's hurt or you're hurt? You should really do something really good and help them out because they're hurt. You can't let a person hurt. Stay there. I know you guys would do such a great thing, even better than that. Help them up or something. I bet you can too. So that's all the advice that I wanted to give to you today. And also, this is my sister Kalaya. Say hi. Hi. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your time and all of your support. So yesterday we did go surfing. The waves were really rough when I was teaching all the kids how to surf. So a bunch of them got just pummeled by the waves. In Myrtle Beach, if it's windy, it gets super choppy, and we were there like right before high tide, during high tide, so the waves were pretty strong. But overall, it was a fun experience. Got a little toasty, got a little burnt. Hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget, I'm giving out the $200 checks. I have details of how you can sign up down in the description below. And if you want to check out my latest pickleball video, you can click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.